What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97, and welcome back to another episode of WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. This is episode number 9, and we're here with the main event. As you can see, Curtis Axel versus Sin Cara. But that's our opening match. As you can see, there's the 3 matches I promised, since that 6-man tag didn't go over so well. But we have John Cena versus CM Punk. We have Kane versus Roman Reigns, and in the main event is Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins. So that should be a pretty cool matchup coming up ahead in our main event, but we're going to go ahead and simulate. We're actually going to play 2 matches. That's something a little bit different, but we're going to play, as you can see, John Cena defeats CM Punk, and Kane defeats Roman Reigns. So let's go ahead and get into the matchup between Curtis Axel and Sin Cara. And Curtis Axel, he had a match with Christian for the Intercontinental title at Vengeance, although it was unsuccessful. He then lost a #1 Contenders match, the SmackDown after the pay-per-view, to Ryback. So Curtis Axel trying to turn his momentum around, and hopefully things can start going his way here, as he has got a match against Sin Cara to kick off main event here. But Sin Cara also in the Intercontinental Championship rankings, so we'll have to see how things play out.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, from Minnesota, Curtis XL.
The WWE Universe letting them hear it.
Approaching the ring, from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing 196 pounds, Sin Cara.
The masked barber is on his way to the ring and looking to fly.
And this matchup here is just pretty much a showcase of some of the superstars in the Intercontinental Championship division. As I mean, SmackDown's got a pretty good roster. I mean, in my opinion, we've got a pretty diverse World Heavyweight Championship division. Intercontinental division's got some pretty good mix of talent. We got young superstars, young up and comers like Curtis Axel and Ryback, and then we got some veterans like Rey Mysterio. And then we got some superstars who are not really rookies yet, but they're not quite veterans, and guys like Justin Gabriel and Sin Cara could also be thrown into that area there. But anyway, so we have Sin Cara, who I don't think Sin Cara was really featured much in WWE 13, but looking to get a new start here in 2K14 with SmackDown. Hopefully, maybe we could see 2 of these guys competing for the Intercontinental Championship someday. I'm sure that's what they're hoping for. I guess we'll have to find out. But yeah, not too good for, or none of these superstars really have much going for them. They're not too much of a path going for them just yet. It's Curtis Axel. I mean, he had a chance to become Intercontinental Champion. He defeated some pretty game competition. He defeated the likes of Randy Orton, Rob Van Dam. I mean, great matches. Curtis Axel, in his first couple of weeks, he picked up some pretty big victories, and I mean, couldn't bring perfection to the Intercontinental Championship, I guess. But anyway, so big drop kick there from Curtis Axel to Sin Cara. And at the time this video will be uploaded, I'm recording this right before my mom. Well, not really right before, but I'm doing this on Friday the 15th. But the time this is uploaded, my mom will be back from Vietnam, so that means my video uploading schedule should return to normal. At the time this should be uploaded, yeah, because I'll have Multiverse on Friday, and then Universe should have been up. So this should be up at, like, Tuesday or something. So, I don't record, like, normally I wouldn't record so far ahead, but I kind of needed to because I wouldn't be able to record all weekend. So, just kind of had to get that, had to do that for a little bit. But I do have some more Universe recorded beyond this. But I have not I haven't gotten to the pay-per-view yet. I still got a little bit to get there. I mean, in WWE 13, I recorded ahead on, like, most of my series, and in the end, I don't think that was the best idea. I mean, in some cases it was, but really, I mean, I couldn't take any feedback or anything like that, so I don't think that was the best strategy. So I'm trying to sort of go, like, not record ahead, but I still record, like, two in the same session. But then after that, I usually wait till I get those uploaded or get pretty close to uploading both of them before I record again. So, kind of trying to space out the way I record, but I don't know. I'm trying to keep up with daily uploads, but especially with what's been going on, that's really difficult to do. I think I might eventually go back to my every other day upload schedule because, I mean, because I pre-render all my videos so that I can do commentary without, you know, getting the audio spikes that happen. And so far, that's actually been a really good method to do that. But anyway, Curtis Axel takes out Sin Cara there with that spinning neck breaker. 2 count, and 3. Curtis Axel defeats Sin Cara here. And maybe this could be Curtis Axel's quest to get back in the Intercontinental Championship spot. But, I mean, he's going to have to wait till at least past SummerSlam when Ryback takes on Christian. But, I mean, until then, Curtis Axel, this is his chance to try and get himself up into that number 2 contender spot so that when Ryback and Christian face off, Curtis Axel will be right there to try to steal that number 1 contender spot from either superstar because, you know, if Ryback wins, Christian's got a rematch clause, but if Christian wins, then the game, it's fair game, and then Curtis Axel, he'd be right there to try and take that spot. But anyway, we got to move on here into our main event between Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins.
Making his way to the ring, from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing 192 pounds, Daniel Bryan.
Superstars get ready and sign up for this one.
Approaching the ring, from Davenport, Iowa, weighing 209 pounds, Seth Rollins.
Here he comes, the ruthless and relentless Rollins.
Now we can finally get our main event underway here between Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. But Seth Rollins takes out the referee here, and that's not a very good way to start off this match. But anyway, it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins, and as you can tell by the entrance, I mean, I could have changed it to the Yes entrance that is in the game, but I mean, in order to do that, I'd have to give up, you know, the game audio, and that's still pretty cool new feature. So, I mean, when it came down to the choice, I mean, when I had the option to change to the Yes entrance, I think you know what my answer was. Oh, God, that was a horrible joke. But my point is that, I mean, I'm not ready to give up the game audio just yet. So we're going to stick with the no entrance for now. And with the storyline I have going, it kind of works. So anyway, as Vince McMahon has definitely been frustrating Daniel Bryan as of late, he's been a thorn in Daniel's side. Still, for whatever reason, refusing to give Daniel Bryan a match with CM Punk, and we've yet to know exactly why that reason is. We still don't even know if CM Punk wants to compete against Daniel Bryan. I mean, we haven't gotten his opinion on the potential matchup. I mean, it would be matchup of the decade, matchup of the century. I mean, it's a match everybody would love to see, but in Vince's eyes, it's not entertaining. So I don't know what he's thinking, but whatever. He runs the company, so what he says goes. But Daniel Bryan's still trying to climb the rankings. He is one of the top contenders of the WWE Championship picture, but I don't think that's really what's on his mind here, and he can't be thinking too far ahead. He's got to focus on the task at hand, and that is a wily Seth Rollins who just takes him out there with a back neck breaker. But Seth Rollins now has him by the arm, and now what is this? Daniel Bryan with a nice counter, and he takes him down with an arm drag. And now Daniel Bryan working the arm. As Bryan, he is quite the submission specialist. And look at that. He's just going right after the arm here. Daniel Bryan, oh, he's just really pulled that arm back of Seth Rollins. Maybe trying to set him up for that yes lock, or no lock, or label lock, whatever. But Daniel Bryan, he is quite the submission specialist. He could pull a submission out of nowhere, and he's got many different submission holds that he could use. He might even use some that you've never even seen before. But Seth Rollins now with the elbows to the side of the head of Daniel Bryan. Sorry, my throat was getting a little scratchy there, but anyway, Seth Rollins takes him down with a drop toe hold. And now he's going into the cover here. No, not even a one count. As you can see, Daniel Bryan quickly kicks out of that. And now he sets up Seth Rollins for a neck breaker of his own. And now Bryan into the cover, but a kick out by Seth Rollins before a count of 1. As now Bryan has him by the arm. But Seth Rollins enziguri kick to the side of the head there. Pull that out of nowhere into the cover. No, not even a one count as Bryan quickly kicks out. As both these superstars are former independent wrestlers. They're great wrestling technicians. Daniel Bryan definitely is one of them. Seth Rollins more of a high-flying style, but both of these superstars can put on a great match. And we're definitely seeing one here as Daniel Bryan into the cover and yet another kick out. What I was trying to get to is, you know, the one counts and the no counts even. I mean, this is just I don't know. These superstars were here to wrestle to prove who's better. And that's what they're showing here with these not even one counts, where they're just kicking out, showing that they're showing no signs of weakness here. But there's a kick to the side of the head by Daniel Bryan. And Bryan going back after the arm of Seth Rollins, possibly setting him up there for that label lock later on. And now there's a kick to the leg, and he went for the punch to the face, but it was blocked by Rollins, who now has Bryan by the arm. And he's going to take him down with that neck breaker there, that elevated whatchamacallit neck breaker. But again, Bryan kicks out before a count of 1. So both these superstars showing that they still got a lot of fight left in them. As Bryan goes into the cover once again, but there's a rope break this time. A little too close to the ropes there, Daniel. Gonna have to set him up better next time. But Seth Rollins now, Irish whip, sending Bryan off the ropes. And now, once again, that backbreaker into a neck breaker to take down Daniel Bryan. And now into the cover. Not even one count. Again, as Bryan kicks out. Neither superstar showing any signs of weakness here, any signs of tiring out, of fatigue, as both superstars still not taking a 2 count. I don't even know if they've taken a 1 count into the cover. There's a 1 count as Seth Rollins kicks out, but no 2 counts yet in this match. As now Seth Rollins takes down Daniel Bryan with a nice hip toss. Got out of that arm maneuver or whatever, but now Daniel Bryan elbow to the face and a jawbreaker by Seth Rollins. As these moves are just flowing nicely together, and that's one of the things about WWE 2K14 that I really like, is that just the overall flow of the game. And once again, another neck breaker there. But just some of the minor changes they've made, everything just flows together so much nicer than it did in WWE 13. And now Daniel Bryan gets kicked in the gut by Seth Rollins. I don't know what Bryan was trying to set up there, but sorry, my throat keeps getting scratchy. But Seth Rollins hooks the leg. Why do I even bother? Why do I even bother at this point? Seth Rollins hangs him up there for his finisher there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Daniel Bryan kicks out. As I thought that was gonna be it, but that was the first time Seth Rollins. I think that was the first time he even got a 1 count. But I mean, off his finisher, only a 2 count. Not enough to put away Daniel Bryan. As now there's a punch to the face, and he's gonna send Daniel Bryan into the corner here. And now Seth Rollins setting him up here for that turnbuckle power bomb, and he drives Daniel Bryan into the turnbuckle there. And now Seth Rollins dragging Daniel Bryan away from the ropes. Very smart move there by Seth Rollins. And he goes into the cover. 1, 2, and Daniel Bryan still stays alive. Not not done just yet, but Seth Rollins looking to change that, and once again takes him down with that neck breaker. 1, 2, 3, and Seth Rollins knocks off Daniel Bryan here tonight. And my money would have been on Daniel Bryan going into this one, so you could consider this an upset for Seth Rollins. But I mean, Daniel Bryan, he does have a few other things on his mind, I guess, so that could be maybe one of the reasons why he lost this matchup. But as we can see here, Seth Rollins, what the hell? Oksana's out here to congratulate Seth Rollins. Well, Seth, I don't know what you did, but you caught the eye. Oh my God, those eyes. But anyway, you caught the eyes of Oksana, so I don't know, but we'll have to see where this leads. But Seth Rollins, the point is, he's victorious over Daniel Bryan here tonight, and Oksana out to congratulate him. I don't even know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Let's just leave it at that. So Seth Rollins defeated Daniel Bryan here tonight. Let's go ahead and check out the rankings here. Dean Ambrose, WWE Champion. Don't think Chris Jericho moved up as Punk dropped a little bit in the rankings. But anyway, as you can see here, Curtis Axel is the number 2 contender, so he is right there. Preparing himself, maybe for Night of Champions, maybe looking for a title shot. But anyway, that's it for this episode of Universe Mode. Just can check out this rivalry we got going here. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for the next action-packed episode of WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. Make sure to stay tuned, hit the like button, maybe leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're new around here, keep on YouTubing.